Good afternoon, mate.
You all right? How are you?
I'm all right, mate. I'm all right. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good.
Yeah, you were just telling me that you were teaching from home, so you're used to Zoom as a concept now completely.
Oh yeah, yeah. Well, like used to doing.
Bored and done with it now.
Yeah, each day doing a bit of
Every
that.
day. Just real quick before we get into the questions, just people who are watching who may not know, just please introduce yourself. That'd be lovely.
Okay, so I am Curly. I'm from a band called Vigilantes, and I work with Juicebox quite a bit. Been
Yeah.
doing gigs.
Just so I know for sure, how active have Vigilantes been? Like, when did you first start gigging? Was it 2015?
Yeah. We did a little bit before that with like
Yeah.
different lineups and stuff like that. But it's really in the last sort of 3 years that we've kind of we've had the lineup that we've got now.
Yeah.
And coincidentally, actually started playing more gigs for Juicebox. Like as soon as we started playing gigs for Juicebox, that's when we sort of,
Yeah.
doing quite a bit more, through meeting Luke and whatnot.
Nice.
Yeah.
And like, as a fan, I mean, like recently, very recently, as a fan of you guys and the street, seeing Mike Skinner say you liked your stuff was really cool.
Yeah, that was like
The weirdest thing.
that was the most bizarre. Yeah, because it was strange because no one. I don't think we got any major radio for that single when it came out, right? And then I got an email saying, "Yeah, your track's been played on Radio One." I was like, "Hang on, like what?" Totally out of the blue, like it's so bizarre. So then I messaged like Hannah, who's our like local BBC introducing, and I said, "Yeah, can you like shed any light on this?" She was like, "Yeah, cool. Give me a few hours." And we were in the studio at that time, and then like I got another message back from Hannah.
Yeah.
And, Joe was recording synth at the time. I was like, "You're not gonna believe like what Hannah has just said." And he's there, he's turned around, and he's still recording the part. I was like, "Mike Skinner is playing the track." And he was like, "That's so cool," other hand's still going. And that part has been kept in as well. So,
Nice. Awesome. Perfect. Yeah. I mean, so when did you start gigging with Juicebox then? When did you start brushing up into the horn and such? I'm wondering.
Oh, I think it was 2018. I think we did the first gig. I think Luke said is it Elliot Speller Gillett? I think.
Yes.
Yeah, I think that was our first gig, was there.
He's a character, isn't he?
Yeah, he is. So I just remember we were sat there, we were stood at the back just like crying because it was like just so weird. Like the guy is just so funny. Like it's just so funny, and we were just giggling like the whole time. But then I messaged Luke back about like 6-7 months later, something like that. I was just like, "Hey, like have you got any gigs for us?" And then he messaged him a message back going, "Yeah." And at that point, actually, I think we'd had Radio 1 for the first time, something like that. Or we'd had the single Yuck started to do quite well. And then Luke came back and was like, "Hey, have you got a manager?" Who was sort of like, "Oh, okay, no." And then like we just started talking, and then kind of went from there, become friends with everyone at Juicebox, and like started to do more gigs.
I can't wait to hear that synth part, firstly.
I can't remember what's...
Whenever it is, drop me a line and I'll make sure I'll be like, yeah, that's the Mike Skinner
line. Yeah, that's the Mike Skinner bass line.
Mike Skinner bass line. So you've been recording new stuff, you've been gigging that stuff for a few years, and you're saying on social media. Does the studio change what you've gigged already, or was this always the plan to like ham it up? Because do you have synths live? I can't recall.
Well, right. So here's the deal. So we've kind of used various different studios over the like 3 or 4 years, and there's like a local studio to us that is, is not had like major artists go into or anything like that. And the aim was, okay, we've got loads and loads of songs now. We just need to get as many of them recorded, and then we'll kind of bat them about together and see kind of what works. We went in and we're just going to lay all of these tracks down and see how they sound. And the more we've gone in to record, the better we've actually liked the songs, and we have more time to work on them. And now it's some of them we haven't played live, some of them we have played live, some of them are like 3 years old, some of them are literally being written whilst we're in there. So that's kind of like the nature of it. We're going to put a few of them out soon.
Nice.
And some of them have got some of them have got very limited guitars on. It's all synth based. Some of them there's no proper drums. It's all electronic drums. Some of it is no clean vocals, all auto tuned and stuff like that. So Yeah, it's a bit weird. It's a bit bizarre.
Nice. That really I know I haven't heard it, but it's reminding me of New Abnormal by Strokes when they dropped that this year. How there's songs and they're like At the Door where it's like very little guitar, mainly synth and a bit of
Yeah.
drums and just all vocal.
Yeah. Well, it's weird actually. I've got the up there Strokes poster.
Oh, you were there, the Roundhouse one.
Yeah. Well, actually, I tell you what's weird, right? So, I got tickets for me and Joe from Vig,
Right.
and I was screaming like when I got the tickets. So I can't.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I rang Luke. I rang like.
Oh, mate.
I rang Luke Hinton, and I was like, Luke, I got fucking tickets to the Strokes, and his response was like, yeah, I got some as well. That was it. Like we were there, me and Joe were there screaming to each other. And then like, you know,
Looks like yeah, I'm there.
well, yeah, we didn't decide until the night like who was gonna. So I had a ticket, and then like it was one of the other lads in the band wanted to go.
Oh man,
They had to flip a coin for who got it. So yeah, that was a bit tense. But
I saw Strokes last year at All Points East, and it was great.
yeah, I was there as well.
It was messy that night. It was a messy night for everyone.
Yeah. So we were playing at the. I kind of worked out like I had like leaks of like when the dates were going to be.
Yeah.
It turned out that we were playing the Dublin Castle that night, and I was like, oh no, you know. But I was like, hang on, maybe we can arrange it so we can do both. Like ended up just doing both, and yeah, that was weird. So like the coin flip was in the Dublin Castle.
Oh mate.
Yeah, just the sheer glee on one person's face, and also how glum the other person was. Like,
that's evil.
I know it was evil, but they wanted to do it that way. Like, I was, you know, originally I was like, do it, barter me for the ticket, like, and then see how much one of them will pay for the tickets. So
they were a pretty penny. They were a pretty penny, those tickets as well. From what I remember. Yeah. Just to see Julian drunk screaming his head off.
Oh yeah. Yeah, yeah, one of the absolute like best gigs I've been to, if not the best. Yeah, yeah. Not to like, you know, depress you, but yeah, it was something special.
Thanks, mate. No, I mean, like, have you covered the Strokes yet on your series or not yet? Has it not won yet?
No, we used to do New York City Cops,
nice.
Like just to throw around. I think when Newman, who plays guitar with us, when he first joined, we played Soma. We just to see like how it gelled together. We would just we'll play a few of these songs together, and you know, make a few covers just to see how it gels. I think we did one more, but I can't remember what it was. But yeah, we always we played. Actually, I think we played Juicebox together for a bit as well.
Nice.
Yeah, and we were just chucking it about in sets and all that sort of stuff. We probably will again at some point.
I'd like to see it. I mean, like I mentioned that because obviously you're doing the cover series right now where fans, is it Instagram they vote for, right? They choose which one they want. You done Star Treatment recently by Monkeys, which was great.
Cheers.
I love Star Treatment so much.
Yeah, when it came up, we were like, oh, what cover would we do? And it literally, like, we just looked at each other like, this is the one time we could probably play Star Treatment together. Like, you know, because like we could easily do like Teddy Picker or Marty Berman and things like that. It's like, it's not to take away their good songs, but it's like
they've been done. Yeah,
it's been done. And it's like, to be honest, I didn't the other covers of Star Treatment I've seen up on YouTube, I wasn't really that. They're good, like they're really good. Yeah. They're not how the Monkeys would play them, I think. So I think we tried to get as a 4-piece, like as close to it as we could, you know. But
does it
Foo Fighters?
does it feel weird covering artists that inspired you, or does it restore not your faith, but does it remind you of why you want to do it in the first place? I'm wondering.
Some people have said like some of the new stuff that we're doing, we've been writing, recording. Like a few people said, oh, it's quite Tranquility Base.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, that's a little bit. I'm a little bit surprised, you know, that's what they're saying, because I expected a bit more people to think it sounds like Bon Iver or something like that. No, they're saying, yeah, it sounds a bit like Tranquility Base. So, you know, the Star Treatment thing, it's almost kind of saying this is more of the direction we're kind of going in rather than, you know, straight up indie band.
And there's nothing wrong with that if so, but like, and that links back to the first thing on Mike Skinner, where like everyone has an asphyxiation or like an obsession with the Libertines.
Yeah.
It's like, just do it. Like distortion pedal, Strat, go. It's not that it's boring, but it's been done.
Yeah, I think that's the
Like,
thing. Like, I also think like this is gonna probably the most controversial thing that I've come
okay,
out that openly is that like I think there's been no real good guitar band since Arctic Monkeys. Like, oh, I don't think like
yeah,
anyone that's like really, really like game changer. You know?
yeah. Because I'm thinking like I was chatting to Andy Ross about this, and we were saying, okay, Strokes, is this it? Arctic Monkeys debut, Queens of the Stone Age. What else have we? Even though Queens aren't British, or neither Strokes, like what else have we got? Am I being ignorant in that? But what else do we have here?
Yeah, I think.
I would say, well, I was saying to I was saying to him like acts like Sam Fender and Idols, always
Yeah,
ones that I refer to as great runs right now, but it's like an actual rock band, guitar music band, where it's like where it's something like Arctic Monkeys, where it's like this is guitar music. I don't
yeah.
know.
Like I do really like Sam Fender. Like, don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh yeah. Yeah.
there
Yeah.
are a few that like I think he's probably like he's definitely on the better end. Like,
Totally.
yeah, I
Totally.
think like but it's just I listen to and you know there's a few.
But also, we don't need it anymore. I feel. You know what I mean? I don't think we need another Arctic Monkeys
Yeah,
because we already have those albums and they're fantastic. And if
yeah,
anyone tries to do it, we're just going to go, "Oh, that sounds like Favorite Worst Nightmare," and
yeah,
bin them off.
yeah, exactly. Like, I'm not saying I want another Arctic Monkeys. I'm just kind of saying
Yeah.
something where it's a bit more interesting and just something
Yeah.
like that. I think.
I really
Uh,
like Biffy Clyro.
yeah,
Maybe.
Biffy
Yeah.
Clyro, very good. Yeah,
Biffy.
yeah. Maybe I overlook things. Maybe I'm just kind of
No,
like,
this is my thing as well. I
yeah,
forget so much when I
yeah,
think about it because Biffy are interesting, like
yeah,
across the board. Like
yeah, yeah.
very just scratchy, odd time signatures everywhere.
That's a bit strange. They're a great band. I'm struggling to find people where it's like they inspire people to pick up the guitar. You
Yeah.
know, like, I think that's the big thing. Like, you could arguably go like the 1975. Like, people love and hate them simultaneously.
Yeah.
But there are loads of bands that are copycat bands of them now. And it's
Yes.
like, they must be doing something right where it's like
Yeah.
they're making people want to write music.
Totally.
That's my thing, and people need to keep changing. And there's
Yeah.
nothing more boring than bands who don't change and they just put out the same thing over and
Yeah.
over and over again. It's like, now I think that's what we've done. I think it's just,
Totally.
we kind of came to this point where it's like we were writing songs and it's like we could write, like we were talking the other day actually, we were saying like we could write an indie rock album with two guitars, bass, drums, vocal.
Yes.
We could write it in 2 weeks. Like, I genuinely think we could write a average indie rock,
Yeah.
out in a couple of weeks, maybe a month, and record it and all of that. But it's just not interesting. But you see, I don't know as well. Maybe I'm being a bit harsh because it's like nothing. It's like I'm kind of
Yeah.
past it now. It's like I've got the Strokes, I've got Arctic Monkeys,
Yeah.
and Biffy as well. It's weird. I never really count Biffy as one of those sort of like indie bands because I
Oh,
feel
but yeah, I don't know what they are.
I mean, they're great songwriters. They're absolutely fantastic, phenomenal songwriters. But yeah, I never kind of lump them in that same sort of,
No, I wouldn't.
category.
I put them closest to Queens than I would like Arctic Monkeys.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
More on the hard. Don't want to say stoner, but like more on that much more aggressive
Yeah.
side. I put Biffy on.
Yeah. But I think they did like the heavy, rockier stuff,
Mm.
and now it's like they enjoy, like from what it looks like, they enjoy doing the more classic songwriting
Yeah.
sort of thing, and they're really good at it. And it's like people are going like, oh, why can't you do weird time signatures all the time? And which on the new album they still do.
Yeah.
Like
They just take that and put it into more like not radio friendly, but a more classical aspect of songwriting.
Yeah.
It's still
Well, like,
there.
on opposites, it's you take a song like Biblical and people are like, oh yeah, it's pop indie rock and it's or pop radio rock. It's like, yeah, but it's a great tune.
Biblical
Like, it's a really
beautiful.
yeah, and there's a few on that album. I mean, that's one of the best double albums I've ever heard. Like, I throw it out. I think most double albums people would just rave on about, but actually they kind of suck. Whereas like that one has so much good consistency.
Yeah. And even then it has bits of old Biffy in, like now and then. There's songs like, I don't know, there's songs like Woo Woo and Modern Magic Formula where it's just like Biffy.
Yeah. And also like
Great.
Picture Over the Sun is the same sort of thing.
That's the strings in that song are incredible as well.
Yeah. And Woo Woo's a great song. My favourite track on it, I think, is Pocket. Like,
that's kind of an indie song to me, Pocket.
that's like your classic like indie. Every time I listen to this album, I'm like, how is that not a single? Like, it's got such a good chorus, but
that's an indie rock song to me, Pocket.
Yeah, it's like
cute. It's cute.
Like, it's a cute like indie 101 indie rock 101 song. But even though like I'm not a massive fan of a lot of stuff now, I'm still kind of like that will always stay there, like a good indie rock.
Totally.
Same as like a good emo song, like and like real good like mid-noughties emo. Right.
I still listen to it a lot of that stuff. I still do. Sometimes I still whack on Folia Do by Fall Out Boy, and I'm like, yeah, this is perfect.
Right. It's weird that you say that, because that's literally my bag as well. Like, that's the most underrated album.
Yeah, it should have got the Grammy. It should have at least been nominated for it.
Yeah.
Incredible record.
Like, it's weird. My Instagram tag, like my personal one, is Curly of Vigilantes. Like,
nice.
Yeah, like I'm huge. That album is so underrated for what it does. But it's
Head First Slide, $20 Nosebleed.
Yeah.
So
like,
good.
All great tunes. But people don't like it because people hate change. That's just what it is, over and over again.
And I mean, like, the whole mention of change. I'm going to listen to Folia after this. I just decided, because I forgot.
I think
I'll whack it on again. We're quite lucky in the sense that we're seeing a lot of that in like upcoming bands, but also like new and upcoming bands. Like, they're bringing more interesting things to the table in the genres. I'm wondering, for the last question, has there been like a new band for you that you just whacked on recently and you're obsessed with?
Yeah, I really like a band called the Pylons. They're from. Well, I'm not really sure where they're from now. They're Lincoln. I think they said that they live in London now. And they've just put out a new song called Grumble, which is really, really good. And the single before, called Leaving, like, I played that song so much. You'll have to check it out. And it's, when I sent it, I said it sounded like, what's the song? Man, I feel like a woman. Down. Yeah, Joe from Pylon sent it over, and I was like, it sounds like Shania Twain. So, and I was like, yeah, I'm sold. Like, I think it's a great tune.
Awesome. Pylons, yeah?
Yeah, Pylons. Definitely, like, have to check them out. I'm sure there's a few more, but we always, like, we do, like, New Music Friday on Instagram, and it's like, you can send over any tunes that you're listening to, and then everyone kind of shares what they're listening to.
Awesome, man. Yeah. Right, sweet. Dude, thank you very much for this. It's been a great little chat.
Cheers for having me.
Appreciate it big time. No worries, man. Take it easy.
Yeah, you too.
Cheers, mate.